What's up, you guys? Coming back at y'all with another Commander Tips video. This time we're going to take a look at Mazirek Kraul Death Priest, voted on by my patrons. Go check it out. The link will be in the description below. He's a really sweet commander option, very underrated. Whenever a player sacrifices another permanent, so not just you, put a +1/+1 counter on each creature you control. A 2/2 flyer for 5 mana. Not going to be too impressive right out of the gate, but that's the whole point of the creature. You want to get more +1/+1 counters, and there are a lot of ways to abuse that. Immediate comparison for me is going to be Archangel of Thune. Both depend on specific triggers to happen in order to get +1/+1 counters on your team. To me, personally, sacrificing permanents is a lot easier than just gaining life. It's a lot easier to get those triggers, so your opponent's sacrificing their creatures or their lands or whatever, it's going to count towards this, and that's all that really matters. You want to get those numbers. So you're really going to want to focus on two things primarily: Grave Pact effects and kind of doubling season effects for your +1/+1 counters. Now, as far as the Grave Pact ones go, there are a whole bunch of them. You can play Grave Pact, obviously. Dictate of Erebos, same thing, just flash. Butcher of Malakir is the creature version, gonna do the same exact thing. And then you have others like Savra, Queen of the Golgari, which you do have to pay life and sacrifice a black creature in order to do that in the first place, but having those opportunities is really all you can ask for in this deck, as well as Fleshbag Marauder and Merciless Executioner. Both are gonna kind of work in the same way. While they're just one-time uses, forcing each player to sacrifice a creature is essentially what you want in a Grave Pact style anyway. All those are just going to enable your deck, and in addition to that, you want sack outlets just to make that even easier on yourself. Ashnod's Altar, Phyrexian Altar, Altar of Dementia, just so if you're stuck and you have creatures and you want to be able to get Mazirek's trigger, because keep in mind they have to be sacrificed, they can't just die. So if you want to skull clamp something away like a token, it's not going to trigger Mazirek. They have to be sacrificed. Going on to what I was talking about earlier with doubling season effects, we have a ton of them, and for the most part they're going to work with counters: Hardened Scales, Winding Constrictor, Corpsejack Menace, and of course doubling season. These are all just spectacular, and your deck is just going to get out of hand. All you really need is a good sack outlet, and your entire team just gets a bunch of +1/+1 counters. And if you really want to talk about massive bombs in this deck, we have to mention Wave of Vitriol, Death Cloud, and Torment of Hailfire, because honestly getting any of these three off is going to pretty much give you the game, because in Commander everyone's just playing artifacts and enchantments anyway, in addition to non-basic lands, so having everyone sacrifice all of them is a ton of triggers for Mazirek. Death Cloud is a little bit tricky because this isn't a deck. We can't always replenish our resources, so be careful with that card. Torment of Hailfire, however, is the perfect card for this deck. It was meant for this deck all along. Dump all your mana into it, and your opponents are probably going to be forced to sacrifice some permanents. But yeah, guys, that's pretty much the deck. It's not too complicated. It's just based around those two things, forcing our opponents to sacrifice with Grave Pact-like effects, and obviously those bombs are pretty good. And you, of course, have the doubling season effects that are going to make your deck even quicker, because you do want to take advantage of the +1/+1 counter synergies as well. But anyway, guys, that's going to do it for this Commander Tips video. Let me know what you think about it. Mazirek is a pretty cool guy. You guys have a wonderful day. Void here, signing off. See you all next video.